Joshua. God's people finally came to the promised land after 40 long years of walking in the desert. Babies had been born and children had grown up in the desert and had families of their own. Adults grew older and became grandparents. Moses grew older too. One day, Moses went up on a mountain and God let him look down and see the city of Jericho, which was the land he had promised to Abraham and his family. But then Moses died. He had been God's chosen leader, and now God chose another leader. His name was Joshua. Joshua was a brave man who trusted God and wanted to obey him. God promised Joshua that he would help him and be with him wherever he went. When it was time for Joshua and the Israelites to cross the Jordan River, God again showed his great power. He made a path for them through the river, and they crossed on dry land, just like they had crossed the Red Sea 40 years before. Then God spoke to Joshua. He told him that it was time for them to move into the city of Jericho. Jericho was a big city that had huge walls surrounding it. The people of Jericho were mighty warriors, and they didn't want the Israelites to live there. Some of God's people were afraid, but God had a plan. He told Joshua to lead the people around the city one time every day for 6 days. On the 7th day, they were to walk around the city 7 times. Then the priests were supposed to blow their horns, and all the people were to shout loudly. Joshua wasn't afraid. He was brave. He told the people what God said to do, and they did it. Every day for 6 days, they marched around the city of Jericho. On the 7th day, they marched around Jericho 7 times, blew their trumpets, and yelled loudly. Do you know what happened next? The big walls of Jericho came crashing down. All of God's people were able to go right into the city. Now they could live in the land that God had promised them. Joshua was brave and obeyed God, even when others were afraid. God wants us to be brave also.